What is going on YouTube? I just finished an annual inspection on this 172, and then I decided there's a video that I want to make. There's something I want to show you. That's one of the most crucial inspection items on Cessna aircraft. Doesn't matter if it's a Cessna 150, a Cessna 172, a 210, a 182, it's all of them. And that is cleaning the fuel strainer or the fuel sump inside the cowling. Now they're not always in the same place, but it's so easy to get to and it's so easy to do that I'm going to show you how to do it even with the cowling on. Now I already did this as part of the annual, but I know it's clean, so I'm just going to do it again for the sake of the camera. And I realized, like I said, after I finished my annual, I was like, I want to make a video on that. And I might even talk about an accident investigation with a 210 that crashed in the sea and everyone drowned because this was clogged. So stick around. Okay, so first thing is first you want to reach in here and you want to turn the fuel off. Now, the fuel is off. I have got a bucket America there to catch the fuel that comes out. Now this 172 is an earlier model, so the strainer pull is actually right here. If I reach over and pull it, I'm actually gonna have to go to the other side, but if I reach over and pull that strainer, I can drain that fuel out of the strainer so it's not full of gas, and that'll be important here in a minute. Some airplanes, it's actually up inside the cowling. It just depends on your model. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, now the first thing is first I have to get this safety wire off of here, which is pretty easy. I'm just gonna take my diagonal cutters up in here and I'm just gonna go boop. That fell out on the floor. Pick that up. I don't want to leave FOD in the hanger. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this safety wire up like this out of the way, and I'll redo that up here at the top once I've actually got the bowl out. Now this right here, this guy is just a little 7/16, but I'm actually gonna leave this smaller drain line attached for a second, and I'll explain why. And I'm gonna go ahead and take off this big nut. Now sometimes when you pull the strainer, it actually isn't gonna drain because there's no source of vent air, if you will. So when I take this top nut loose, this one that actually holds this thing on its back, and pull down on it, it's all gonna drain out of here into that catch bucket. And since this video has me on my back, I don't wanna get covered in fuel. So I'm gonna take my time to do that. Now, the bigger nut is just a 5/8, and it's also got an O-ring in there. So I'm just gonna, whoop. It should not be that tight. There's an O-ring on the bottom, there's an O-ring on the top. You can get kits to replace them very cheaply, and I'll get more to that here in just a second. So like I said, I'm just gonna pull this nut down a little ways, but not quite all the way off, and I'm gonna slide over here out of the way, put my catch bucket about there. I'm gonna reach up, I'm gonna pull down. Okay, I'm trying to hold the camera and do this. I'm gonna reach up and I'm gonna pull down on it. And you can see the fuel is starting to drain out into my bucket. So give that a minute to drain and then I will get this out. So I want to interrupt the video for a moment and talk a little bit about what happened. So I actually have this story up here on screen for you to read, but essentially it was actually a Cessna 206 that took off across Lake Michigan, and they were flying, went to pretty high altitude, and the pilot observed that his fuel flow was falling pretty severely. I think it was all the way down to like 11 gallons an hour on an aircraft that takes 16 gallons an hour. So anyways, when the NTSB discovered the aircraft, it still had 60 gallons of fuel on board and the engine ran perfectly fine. But the fuel strainer, this piece that I'm cleaning in this video, was clogged with wood chips, sawdust, paint flakes, metal shavings, like you name it. It was just a mess. And at the IA seminar that we went to, the FAST team guy actually showed us pictures of the strainer, which I was not able to find online, but it almost looked like a shop vac, like just full of junk. And it literally was like sawdust and wood flakes. And the sad part about all this is that the aircraft had undergone an inspection 7.5 hours prior, and this was missed. Now, amidst the confusion, the pilot, as I understand, forgot to put the flaps back up, so his passengers all perished in the accident, and he was the only one to survive. Now, the reason they didn't survive is because with the flaps down, it blocked the cargo door, which would have made it almost impossible for them to get out. But the whole cause of it was a clogged fuel strainer. All right, I do have some residual fuel draining out, but that is actually the filter you need to clean up in there. Now, I just cleaned it a few minutes ago, so I know it's good. I got some residual fuel draining out of it. That'll stop here in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and get the safety wire cut off and restart this safety wire once this is out. But in order to get this screen out, and I might show a diagram of this, you have to pull up on the strainer and then put a pin or grab this standpipe with a good pair of pliers, something with like a rubber jaw on it, and it's just lefty-loosey. You pull that off and you pull that screen out. Now there's a quart gasket that goes under that. There's an O-ring that goes underneath the strainer bowl, and then there is another O-ring. I just have my head on the exhaust. There's another O-ring right here. It's a good idea to go ahead and replace all of those or coat them in Easy Turn, so now you know. Okay, I couldn't find a good way to film it, so I did go ahead and get it started, put back up in here. I put a little Easy Turn up here at the top where my pinky is. I put a little Easy Turn on this O-ring as well, and I'll show you that. And then I put the safety wire up there. Now this one doesn't because it's an earlier model, but a lot of the later model Cessnas actually have a hole drilled up here in the top for you to put the safety wire through. And if they do, it's very important that you're using the right hole. Otherwise, you can tear up this bracket right here. So always make sure you're using the correct hole. And I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this down. It doesn't need to be very snug. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and safety wire it. Now let me show you the Easy Turn real quick. Getting old. This is Easy Turn. This is an aircraft approved fuel resistant lubricant, and it works really good. You can put it on all your O-rings in your fuel system. You can put it in your fuel strainer, your what do you call that thing? Your fuel selector valve, your on-off valve, whatever it may be. And it's just a fuel lubricant. It will not break down. It will not dry out. I could leave the cap off of this thing for the next 10 years, and it's still going to be moist. It's kind of an interesting little product. All right, I've got it. I have got it back in here. Now I'm probably going to go ahead and redo my safety wire off camera, just because it's a little loose and not up to my liking. But there you go. I turn the fuel back on and it's not leaking. So I'm gonna show you what came out of it. Now you're gonna be stunned at what was in there after just 100 hours of flight. And this is something that I am seeing more and more and more often, especially at this airport that this aircraft is at. I am seeing more and more dirty and contaminated fuel coming out of fuel tanks. There's even some water in that, which isn't surprising. So now you see exactly why you should clean it every 100 hour. And that Cessna 210 that was so full of junk that it crashed because this wasn't done. And it took me maybe 10 minutes, and it actually took me longer to film myself doing it than it took me to just go ahead and do it. So if you're a new mechanic, or if you're an owner wondering one of those things that goes into your annual, make sure this is a step that you never, ever, ever skip. After enough time, it could cost you your life. So there you go, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and call this one complete. I gotta do some records, I gotta do some stuff off of camera, but I have filmed what I wanted to film. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you leave us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. As always, make sure you go build something and be easy. And before I forget, just a gentle reminder, I do have t-shirts and stickers and posters and things available down below on the package shelf. Some different designs that I'm very proud of, things that I've worked hard on. So if you're interested in any of that, make sure you pick one of those up. Yeah, that's gonna go ahead and do it all for this video. Go build something and be easy.